Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Esports Health Walkthroughs. In this episode, I'm going to be going over a full wrist, hand, and forearm injury prevention routine that will binge-proof your guys' wrists and hands and forearms. And if you guys perform it consistently enough, it will allow you guys to prevent the development of things like repetitive strain and any other competitive gaming overuse injuries. And the way that this exercise routine helps to prevent injuries is by restoring flexibility and improving the use of our muscles, but also developing more endurance and coordination. I want you guys to treat this routine as a general injury prevention routine that you guys can do either after your gaming session or separate from your gaming session. And with that, I just mean that let's say you play at night, you are going to perform the session either in the morning or 1 to 2 hours just before you start playing. So what about the rest of you guys who already have discomfort in your wrist, forearm, and hand when playing? Well, this routine is also for you guys because not only does it target the same muscles and tendons that we most commonly use when playing Dota competitively, but it also addresses a lot of the contributing factors like flexibility, strength, coordination, and endurance. So it's also beneficial for you guys. So please enjoy, and here it is.
Apply pressure along the muscles and work toward the wrist. If you find a tender spot, hang out on that area with sustained pressure until the tenderness reduces or you feel slight relaxation, about 5 to 10 seconds. We're going to be doing this a total of 30 seconds. You can also perform this exercise in standing, which gives you a little more leverage and pressure through your elbow. Do whatever feels more comfortable for you. The purpose of these self-massage techniques in this video is to target the muscles that we use the most often when we click, micro, activate abilities or items because they tend to tighten up or shorten after extended use, especially when we don't have optimal posture or ergonomics. So we massage to increase the blood flow that's typically restricted in this tightened position, but also address adhesions between the layers of the tissues that are commonly a result of microstrain. Next up, we're going to be massaging the back side of our forearm, so the opposite of the palm side. And your goal is to target the specific region shown in the picture on the right, because those are the muscle fibers which are responsible for controlling your index and middle finger, especially for those that use their mouse on their right hand. Again, you're going to be working towards the wrist, finding those tender points, hanging it out till the muscles relax. Remember, the main purpose of these massage techniques are to allow these muscles to relax, which tend to stiffen up after we overuse them, especially when we're playing for those long periods of time. After the massage techniques, we're going to move on to some stretching, which after relaxing the overactive muscles and working out some adhesions, we're going to restore the length and undo the stress of consistent play. The following stretches are going to target the most commonly used muscles when we type or click the mouse excessively. The main purpose is to facilitate proper healing if minor strain is present, but it's also to restore length or undo the stress of extended play. Grab your mouse fingers, your index and middle finger, and pull them downward with your elbows straight, and you're going to be doing this for 15 seconds on each side. For the keyboard hand, we're going to be stretching the middle 3 fingers, which are the most commonly used across various game titles. But in Dota, if you guys tap with the pinky, go ahead and grab all 4. Make the hang loose gesture. Put your palm on your thumb, your forearm on the pinky, and stretch your fingers and wrist backward. Curl the middle fingers to allow a better sliding of the tendons. With your forearm as shown, grab your 3 middle fingers and bend your fingers and wrist back. You should feel this stretch right in your hand, maybe a little bit in the front side of the wrist. We're now going to repeat the same carpal tunnel opening and 3-finger pullback exercise on the left side. The carpal tunnel opening stretch works to provide a little more space within the carpal tunnel as well as allow flossing of the tendons that travel within it. If these tendons don't slide properly within the carpal tunnel, it can cause friction between either the tendons or the sheath that surrounds them, and that can cause pain or the development of adhesions. Flex all of your fingers as shown and use your other hand to bend it backwards. You can gently oscillate or rock back and forth at the end of the range to get a better stretch. The lumbrical stretch targets smaller muscles in the hand that are responsible for helping the index and middle finger click the mouse. And when we play for extended periods of time, these muscles tend to get stiff, so we need to stretch them out. This next exercise is to warm up and get a little more blood flowing to our muscles. And just imagine that you're drawing a figure 8, starting with your palms up, fingers away from you, rotating your hands so your fingers are pointing at you, then bending your wrists to bring your palm down and fingers away, and then again rotate so your fingers are toward you. Then just repeat. After the warm-up, we want to ensure our muscles are working well because the previously stiff or short position prevents our muscle fibers from working as we want them to. So we perform muscle activation exercises. Rest your forearm on the armrest or table or in the air as shown. Bend your fingers and prevent yourself from bringing your fingers upward as shown with your other hand. Hold for about 5 seconds each and perform about 6 repetitions within the 30 seconds. For the mouse hand, we're going to be primarily using your index and middle finger, and for the keyboard hand, we're going to be primarily using the middle 3 or 4 for those that use the pinky more often. It's really common for us to only use a partial amount of our muscle fibers, especially when we develop strain in our hands and our forearms and our wrists. So it's important to utilize this exercise, especially when we're warming up, to engage every single one of them. Again, the main purpose of these muscle activation exercises are to ensure that we utilize all of our muscle fibers when we attempt to move our wrists, fingers, and hands. Put your fingertips together as shown with one palm facing up, one palm facing down. Bend your fingers on both sides and prevent any movement from happening to activate your muscles. Hold for 5 seconds each and perform about 6 repetitions over the course of the 30 seconds. Once the muscles are functioning fully, we develop endurance again for the muscles that you use most when clicking. This allows us to play for longer with less discomfort or risk of strain because in the end, esports is an endurance sport. Use the armrest or edge of the table as shown for this exercise. Start with your palm facing down and control the motion as you're bending your wrist down and perform as many repetitions as you can in 15 seconds. Repeat this on both sides and realize that you might feel some soreness on the top side of your forearm after performing it. That is the normal sensation. Again, use the armrest or the edge of the table, but this time with your palm up, and slowly control the motion as you're coming down. Perform as many repetitions as possible in 15 seconds. If you're already dealing with some discomfort, make sure you don't push past any pain, but realize it's going to take some time to gradually increase your endurance to allow you to play for longer and with less pain. Generally, it's about 6 weeks. We're going to be again doing the negatives, but this time with your fingers only, so the contact should be above your knuckles and you control the motion down as your fingers are bending. Repeat as many times as possible over the 15 seconds. This exercise specifically targets the muscles that allow you to bring your fingers off of the mouse or off of your keyboard when you're clicking or typing. So we need to develop the endurance to perform those actions more during our gaming session. Press your palms and fingers together, and in the same way as the other exercises, resist yourself as you are pushing your fingers in each direction. Perform as many repetitions as possible within 30 seconds. These last two exercises works on developing the coordination and dexterity of our fingers and hands, and has also been shown to improve mechanical skill across various game titles. Start with your hands together with your palms up. From your right to your left, bend one finger at a time to create a wave, closing your fist. Then from right to left, open your fist one finger at a time to create another wave in the same direction. Repeat and perform as many times as you can in 30 seconds. Start slow, perform this slowly and make it clean to allow better tendon sliding between the fingers. For the last exercise, use your armrest or keep your elbow at your side with a fist distance between your elbow and torso, and start with your wrist bent. Bend your wrist upwards while curling your fingers to make a wave motion as shown. And again, perform as many as you can within 30 seconds.
And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. But before you guys leave, I wanted to give you guys a plan to ensure that your wrists and hands stay healthy. So you guys have several options for how you guys can utilize this routine into your weekly schedule. And I want to give you guys my recommendations. One, you can do it daily. And I mentioned it earlier in this video, you can either do it separate from your gaming session or a little bit afterwards. And I would schedule it in because it only takes 8.5 minutes. Secondly, you guys can do it 3 times a week and treat it like an endurance or strengthening routine to strengthen your wrists and your hands. And then the other 2 days, you guys can use that as a stretching routine to work more on flexibility. And for the stretching part of it, you guys can use my either 5-minute binge-proof wrist video or the 6-minute entire walkthrough. I probably recommend that one because I walk you guys through it as well. The choice is really up to you guys. Thank you guys again for checking this video out. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Maybe share this if you guys feel like this has been really helpful. But definitely come back and let me walk you through this routine again, and look out for the next episode, which I believe will be a more full body routine.